Welcome to Exxat Prism, the all-in-one solution for managing your clinical education seamlessly. With Exxat Prism, you can effortlessly manage every aspect of your clinical education, from profile information to compliance, entering your preferences for future placements, accessing resources your program has shared with you, to accessing your placement information. We have you covered. Once your program invites you to the system, you'll receive an email notification like this one. The communication will include a link for you to activate your account along with the username set up by your school. You'll simply click on the provided link to activate your account. We offer two login options, standard and single sign-on accounts. For standard accounts, you'll be prompted to set up a new password following a few guidelines. Go to login.exxat.com and provide your login details. You'll then need to accept Exxat's privacy policy and terms of use. For single sign-on accounts, click on the link in the email and you'll be prompted to activate your account. Go to login.exxat.com and sign in, which will redirect you to your school login page. Provide your login details, then accept our privacy policy and terms of use. Now that you have successfully activated your Exxat account, let's get familiar with the system. The dashboard is your main hub to access all sections of the Exxat Prism system. On the left of the page, you'll find your profile, attestations, and important announcements. The center of the dashboard displays your placement information as well as your coursework section, and on the right of the page, you can track your compliance status as well as important pre-placement tasks. The bottom part of your dashboard houses shortcuts to the school-provided resources section, the Explore Clinical Locations page, and the School Contact Information section. In case you need any help, you can utilize Exxat's Learning Hub to gain access to video tutorials such as this one as well as detailed guides on how to make the best use of the system. To navigate to the different sections of the system, click on the hamburger icon in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Here you can navigate to your profile, your compliance section, the coursework section, learning activity section, the school resources section, the Explore Clinical Locations section, the school contacts section, and your subscriptions page by selecting the corresponding section. If you prefer our old dashboard layout, toggle the new dashboard bit at the top of the page to revert your dashboard to the old layout. On the old student dashboard, you will have helpful counts of items that need your attention. At the top of the dashboard you can find any outstanding attestations you have assigned to you. To sign an attestation, review the statement you will attest to as well as the due date of the attestation, then click Agree if you agree to these terms. On the dashboard, you will also have a group of tiles for you to select from. Within each of these tiles, there will be a short description of what you can find in this section of the system. Any important announcements from your program will be listed on the left side of the dashboard page. If you would like to switch to the new student dashboard from the old student dashboard, activate the Switch to New bit at the top of the page. We will work through each of the sections of your student login from top to bottom. First, we will start with the Profile section. To access your profile, click on the Edit Profile hyperlink from the left-hand side of the new student dashboard. You can also access your profile by clicking on the hamburger icon in the upper left-hand corner of the page and selecting the Profile option. If you are using the old student dashboard, select the Profile tile from your dashboard. Within your profile, on the top left-hand side of the screen, you will see your name, email address, preferred pronouns, phone number, and cohort information, as well as a profile picture if you have already added one. You'll first land on the Academics tab where you will see an overview of information entered by your program. This is a view-only section, where you can review items like enrollment, academic standing, program requirements you must complete before graduating, student advisors, any attestations you have signed, and any notes or documents your program has shared with you. Please note that not all of these sections will appear on your end if your program has not yet created them. Click on the Profile tab. The first thing we will upload is your photo. Click on the pencil icon on your empty profile picture, and then click Upload Image to upload a clear professional photo of yourself. If after uploading your picture, you realize you need to remove it, click the Delete button. You could then upload a new image. You are now ready to move on to the rest of your profile. First, we have the demographic information section. A majority of this information is only accessible to you and your program. The only information within this section that is shared with sites is your first name, preferred name, last name, preferred pronouns, and school email address. Click on the pencil icon, and a drawer will appear. Using this drawer, you will enter this information. Note that fields which require information to be entered will be marked with a red asterisk. Click Save once you are done. Keep in mind that you can stop at any point and come back and finish this later. Just be sure to save your progress when editing any section. In the Personal Contact section, you will provide your cell phone and home phone number along with your personal email address. Click Save once you are done. The Emergency Contact section allows you to provide contact information for a parent, relative, or friend who can be contacted in the event of an emergency. Click on the plus icon to add an entry and fill out the necessary information. To modify information for an existing emergency contact, click on the drop-down arrow and then click on the pencil icon for that specific contact. Your program may build a questionnaire for you to complete within your profile. This will be in the Additional Profile Details section. To complete the questionnaire, click on the Get Started button. A drawer will open listing any questions your program has added for you. Please note you must answer any required questions, which are marked by an asterisk, before you can save. Up next, the Address Information section collects both your current and permanent addresses. Click on the pencil icon to add or modify both. Then again, you'll click Save once you're done. When sharing your profile, you'll have the option to indicate whether you would like to share your personal contact, emergency contact, or address information with sites. The Summary section will ask you for a summary statement. Here you will write a brief statement about who you are and why you have chosen this field or any other question your school may have posed. Pretend you have 2 minutes to pitch yourself to the site. You'll then add information about your areas of strength and any areas for improvement. And once done, you'll go ahead and save. The Areas of Professional Interest section allows you to indicate what settings or specialties you are interested in. This gives your school and your site a better understanding of you. However, it does not guarantee that you will be placed in the settings or specialties. Click on the pencil icon to add your interests. You'll see a list of settings and specialties that you can select from. If there are options that you'd like to add that are not listed, click Other. This will allow you to enter your own interests. Save once you're done. If you'd like to add a resume, cover letter, or any other file to share with sites, you can add that here. You can always drag and drop your file or click on this section to browse your computer to upload your files. If you'd like to remove a file you have previously uploaded, simply click on the trash bin icon. Also, be sure to note the supported file formats and size limits. The Education section lets you list all your previously attained degrees. Click on the plus icon to enter a new degree and its details. Once you've added all the information, you'll want to go ahead and save it. You can also edit any previously added information by clicking on the pencil icon. If you'd like to delete an entry, first open the item for editing, then go ahead and click on the vertical ellipses, then select Delete. The Work Experience section allows you to list your paid or volunteer experiences. Click on the plus icon and select the type of work entry you'd like to add, either employment or career-related. You'll then add all the details for that work experience. There's no need to enter every job you've held, instead add as many as you feel are relevant towards your goal of becoming a healthcare professional. Just like the other sections, if you'd like to change an existing entry, click on the pencil icon, make the necessary changes, and then click Save. You can add membership details to your profile as well. Click on the plus icon, add any relevant information, and then save it. If you have any licensure details you would like to provide, click on the plus icon and enter your information here. After this, be sure to save. The Skills and Accomplishments section will house several other categories you can utilize to build your profile. Once you click on the plus icon, you'll see the full list. You can add continuing education details, details of publications you have written, any language skills other than English that you can read or speak, certifications you may have, honors and awards you may have received, and you'll have an open space where you can enter other scholarly activities that don't fall under any other previous sections. If any of the above sections of your profile are left blank, they will not be displayed on your profile when it is shared with sites. The Profile section is a great source of information for your school and clinical sites. Feel free to make changes at any time. We hope your profile showcases your interests and qualifications and that it serves as a beneficial tool throughout your clinical education experience. Exxat Prism also offers the option to download your profile. If you would like to do this, select the Download Profile link from the upper right-hand side of the screen. This will download a detailed PDF with all of the information from your Profile tab. We also offer the option to share your profile. When sharing your profile, the link you send will automatically contain your full name, preferred pronouns, school email address, areas of professional interest, resume, educational history, work experience, skills and accomplishments, and the summary section of your profile. On the top right-hand corner there will be a Share Profile link. Click on this. A drawer will open up for you to complete. You can now indicate what other information you would like to send. If you would like to send your contact information, click on the drop-down arrow and indicate which type of contact information you would like to send. You could send your personal contact information, address information, or emergency contact information by checking the box next to that type of information. If you would like to send all of your contact information, simply click on the box next to the top of the list. You could also indicate whether you would like to include your completed program requirements, compliance documents, or completed placements. You could click on the down arrow to select specific compliance documents or placements. Please note the data will only be displayed if you have completed the fields. After you have indicated the additional information you would like to send in your shared profile, you will now add the recipients. In the data box, enter the email address of the person you would like to share your profile with. It is also possible to share with multiple recipients at the same time. To do this, enter the first email address followed by a comma, then enter the second email address. You can also CC any other recipient if you so desire. You can also attach files to the email you are sending. To do this, click on the Browse to Upload button and then select the files from your computer. Be sure to take note of the supported file formats and the size limitations here. At the bottom of the page, there will be a short template of the email you are sending. To see a detailed preview of your shared profile, click on the vertical ellipsis on the top right side of the drawer, and then click Preview. The window that just opened will show you this preview. When you are ready, go ahead and click Send. Your profile will then be shared with the indicated recipients. Under the Share Profile link, there will be a link titled Profile Share History. Use this Profile Share History section to review the instances when you have shared your profile in the past. You could also check whether your shared profile was accessed by the recipient using the status column. Now, we will go over the compliance section. Compliance requirements are specific documents or information that your school collects to ensure you are ready for your experiential placements. Staying on top of these requirements is crucial to ensure your eligibility for placements, so be sure to regularly check your compliance section and complete any outstanding tasks. On the upper rightmost side of the new student dashboard, you'll see the compliance section. This area shows your progress in meeting compliance requirements, including a completion percentage indicator, a count of the mandatory documents that need your attention, and the number of documents completed out of the total number of compliance requirements assigned to you. Click on the View All button to view the full list of compliance requirements, and upload compliance documents as necessary. You can also click on the upper left-hand hamburger icon and select the Compliance section. If you are using the old dashboard, select the Compliance tile from your dashboard. In the Compliance section, you will see a detailed list of requirements. Each compliance document will be assigned a status based on whether you have submitted it or your program has reviewed it. The total number of documents approved, pending review, or need attention is shown on the top of this page. If you have yet to start a compliance document, it will be assigned the status of Get Started. If you have saved a document but not submitted it, the status will appear as In Progress. If you have submitted the document but your program has yet to review it, the status will show as Pending Review. If your program administrator approves your submitted compliance document, the status will show as Approved. If the uploaded document has expired, the status will appear as Expired. And lastly, if your uploaded compliance document was not approved by your program, the status will appear as Not Approved. Any Get Started, Not Approved, or expired compliance documents will require you to complete and submit. You can view the due date of any uncompleted compliance documents in the Due Date column. If any completed documents require a follow-up, the follow-up date will appear in the follow-up date column. There will also be a column for the expiration date. If a document goes unsubmitted or unreviewed past its due date or follow-up date, or the document has expired, the date will appear in red text. In the reason column, your school faculty may provide a reason for their reviewal decision. In the comment column, your school faculty may leave a comment for you concerning the compliance document. In the Included in Profile link column, you can view whether the compliance document can be shared with a clinical site in your shared profile. If it is possible to share, this icon will be black. If it is not possible to share the document, this icon will be gray. To fill out a compliance document, click on its status or the pencil icon in the rightmost column. A drawer will open for you to complete. The instructions for this specific document will be displayed on the right-hand side. Click on the plus icon next to the document's name and a second drawer will open for you to provide the details for this specific document. You will most likely need to provide a related date for this document. Click on the calendar icon in order to select a date. You can also manually type a date into this box. Type the first 3 letters of the month followed by the day and year. You will also likely be required to upload a file. First, check the supported file types and size limits, located here. If you are required to upload a file, click the Upload Files button. You can then browse the files on your computer and upload the necessary file. Once you are finished, you can then click Submit for review. Your document will then be submitted. Your program administrator will then review the document and either approve it or not approve it. If a document is not approved, action will be required of you. Click on the Not Approved status. Your program will leave a rationale for why they did not approve your document in the Review Response section. Read this, then you can click on the pencil icon to make the necessary changes and submit the document once again. Lastly, if you would like to download a detailed report of your compliance documents, click on the download icon located on the upper right-hand side of the page. Here you can indicate which of the compliance documents you would like to select for download using these checkboxes next to the document's name. The table will also display whether the compliance document is included in the profile link and whether or not it was mandatory to complete. After making your selections, you can then choose whether to download a PDF report of your selected compliance documentation or download all of the files you have uploaded for the related compliance documentation. If you choose to download the related files, a zip file will be downloaded containing all of your uploaded files for the chosen compliance documents. Your school administrator may set up auto notifications to notify you when documents are expiring or are expired. If they set up auto notifications, you will receive an email once a week notifying you of the documents that require your attention. This is what the notification email looks like. You will then need to log onto your account and update these outstanding compliance documents. You can update expiring or expired documentation at any time. Over your academic career, you will want to check your compliance section periodically to check for any expiring documents and upload updated ones. To upload a new compliance document, click the Add New Record button. You can then upload this document as you would a new document. The Coursework section of Exxat Prism is where you will access all of the information for the courses you are enrolled in. To access the Coursework section, click on the View All Coursework button in the My Coursework section of the new student dashboard. If you are using the old student dashboard, click on the Coursework section. You can also navigate to the Coursework section by clicking on the upper left-hand hamburger icon and selecting the Coursework option. In the Coursework section, you can view all of the courses you are enrolled in. You will be taken to the Require Placement tab where you can view the courses which require placement. Current placements will be displayed at the top of the table, followed by upcoming placements, followed by courses where you are not yet placed, followed by completed placements. Current placements are placements where the placement start date has passed and the end date is in the future. Upcoming placements are those which have future start dates and end dates. Lastly, completed placements are those whose start dates and end dates are in the past. The table will display the course name, the academic year, and term. The placement details section displays the rotation name for which you are placed and your placement dates. If you see a calendar icon in the placement details section, this indicates that this placement contains non-consecutive placement dates. Non-consecutive placement dates are used when you do not attend your placement every day for a given period. For example, if you attend your placement on Mondays and Fridays every week, this would be considered a non-consecutive placement. Click on the calendar icon to view the dates of your placement. In the Location and Setting Details column, you can view the location name and the setting in which you have been placed for this course. In the May Need Attention column, you can view the course activities which need your attention. This can include pending wishlists, My Requests, and attestations. If you have any pending open wishlists or My Requests, the date at which the wishlist or My Request will close is displayed here as well. If you have any upcoming wishlists or My Requests, the date at which the wishlist or My Request will open is displayed. To filter out this list of courses, click on the filter icon. You can then filter out courses by the items that need your attention and the placement schedule. Click on the Do Not Require Placement tab to view courses which do not require placement. Just like the other section, you can view the course name, academic year, term, and items which require your attention. You can then enter the course page of a placement-related course by clicking on its name. If you have already been placed for clinical work and there are course activities set up for the course, you will be taken to the Course Activities tab for this specific course. In the top left-hand side of the page, you can review general details about your placement. Information such as the course name, the location in which you are placed, the placement settings, the rotation in which you are placed, your placement's dates, and your general compliance status will be displayed. If you have any outstanding compliance documents, this status will appear as some action needed. Please upload these compliance requirements immediately. Click on the Some Action Needed status in order to view your compliance documents and upload them as necessary. Please watch our Submitting Compliance Documents tutorial for more information on how to submit compliance requirements. If you have any outstanding course level attestations, these will appear under the Basic Placement Details. Each attestation will display the attestation due date and the attestation you will attest to. Please review this information, then click on the I agree button to attest to this statement. At the top right-hand side of the page, you can view the experiential supervisor for your placement. Your school may allow you to add a new experiential supervisor on your own. If you would like to add a new one, click on the plus icon and enter the required information of your supervisor. You will need to enter any field marked with a red asterisk. Once you are finished, click on the Save button. On the Course Activities page, you may have the ability to complete forms and evaluations, timesheets, patient logs, time off, and wishlists if your school administrator has configured and activated such learning activities. There are also tiles at the top of the page to easily add patient logs, timesheets, or time off entries. If you have not yet been placed for clinical work in this course, you will be taken to the Course Information tab. Here at the Course Information tab, you can view the description of the course. There are also buttons for you to access course-specific resources if your school has uploaded any. Your school can upload documents, videos, FAQs, or links. Click on one of these icons and a window will open listing all of the uploaded course resources of that kind. You can select the boxes next to documents, videos, FAQs, and links to view the related resources. You can click on the View Documents hyperlink to view uploaded documents, click the View Video hyperlink to view attached videos, or click the Link hyperlink to view uploaded FAQs or links. These resources may be separated into categories. Click one of the categories to view the documents uploaded of that category. If you have been placed in the course, but your program has not yet activated any course activities, you will be taken to the Placement Details tab. On the Placement Details page, you can view the address of the location where you will attend your clinical work and the contact information of faculty involved in your placement. If there are any location-specific requirements, you could view these in the Location Requirements that need an upload section. If a requirement is marked with a green checkmark in the Include in Profile link section, this means the requirement may be shared when your profile is shared. You could use the pencil icon to upload these requirements. After you click on the pencil icon, you can view a description of the requirement in the upper right-hand corner of the page. Click on the View Document hyperlink to view a template uploaded by the school. To upload a document, click on the Browse to Upload button and select the document you would like to upload. Note the supported file types and size limitations below. You can also include notes about the uploaded requirement in the text area above. Once you are finished, click on the Submit button. To view a previously uploaded requirement, click on the View Document hyperlink. In the General Requirements section, you can view general requirements of the location. You do not need to upload any documents for these requirements. The Reference Documents section houses documents that the site or location has uploaded for you to view. To view a reference document, click on the View Document hyperlink. In the Notes section, the site or location can upload notes for you to view. Lastly, in the Housing and Parking Information section, your location may provide you with housing and parking information. If you would like to share your profile information along with your placement information, select the Share Profile button from the top of the page, choose the type of information you want to send, enter in the email address of the person you want to share it with, and click Send. Didactic courses have different course activities available to complete. Navigate back to the Coursework section and click on the Do Not Require Placements tab, then click on a didactic course's name. If you have been assigned any attestations in this course, you can view and sign off on these attestations at the top of the page. You may be assigned forms and evaluations in this didactic course. If this is the case, you will have a Form and Evaluation section displaying the forms you will need to fill. In the Course Information tab, you can view the course details and course resources added to this didactic course. To view course resources, select a type of resource. The Resources window of a didactic course functions the same as that of a placement-related course. To complete assigned forms and evaluations for a course, click on the Course Activities tab and navigate to the Forms and Evaluations section. In the Course Activities tab, there is a dedicated Forms or Evaluations section. You can also navigate to a specific placement page from the New Student dashboard by selecting a specific placement from the My Placements timeline and then clicking on the View All Forms button. In the Forms or Evaluations section, you will see the full list of forms or evaluations you must complete. All forms will initially show the Get Started status. You can check the due date of each form or evaluation using the Due Date column. To begin completing a form or evaluation, click on the form name. Once you do this, you'll be redirected to the form page. If your form has different sections, those will be listed on the left-hand menu. You can click on an option in the left-hand menu to navigate to those sections. If the form has any instructions or guidelines, you can review them by clicking on the Review Instructions hyperlink. Any required questions will have a red asterisk. You will not be able to submit the form until those questions have been answered. If after starting, you'd like to delete all your entries and start with a clean slate, click on the Clear All button. This will remove any submitted responses so far and allow you to start over. If you cannot complete the form in one sitting, save your progress by clicking on the Save button. You can always come back and finish it later. Some forms may require you to send them to your experiential supervisor. If this is the case, at the end of the form you'll be asked to select an experiential supervisor that has been linked to your placement. If no experiential supervisor has been added yet, your school may allow you to add one yourself by clicking on the Add Experiential Supervisor button. This will open a drawer for you to provide their information, to add them to your placement and send them the form. Please keep in mind that when you add a new experiential supervisor, this new supervisor will be associated with your placement. Once you're all done with the form, you'll want to go ahead and submit the form by clicking on the Submit button. Please note that you cannot make further edits after you have submitted the form. You'll be redirected back to the Course Activities page. You can now see that the form you have completed has been submitted. If you realize you need to make changes to your submitted form, contact your program to have them unsubmit it for you. This will change the status of your form from submitted to in progress and will allow you to make edits once again. We will now go over patient logs. In the Patient Logs section, you can view information on the logs you have entered as well as the status of each of your logs. Click the plus icon at the top of the page to add a new patient log. A drawer will open up, which you will complete. In the Clinical Notes section, describe the patient encounter. Then select the experiential supervisor who supervised the encounter. If you have not yet added an experiential supervisor, click on the Add Experiential Supervisor button and provide the necessary information in the newly opened form. The date of the encounter will automatically populate to the current day, but this could always be changed. You can change the date by clicking on the calendar icon and selecting the specific day of your encounter. You are required to populate all of the fields which are marked with a red asterisk before you can submit your log. After filling out the patient demographics, you will then fill out the visit information, which denotes the type of clinical experience you participated in on this date. You will then provide the amount of time you spent with the patient and the amount of time you spent consulting with your experiential supervisor. You will also provide the reason for your patient's visit. In the diagnosis section, you will provide an ICD code. As you begin to type a code or keyword, a drop-down will appear presenting options for you to select from. You will then make your selection, and the system will register that code. If you need to remove any selections you have previously made, simply click on the trash bin icon. You may also have a procedure section, which is similar to the diagnosis section. Go ahead and start typing. A list will again appear for you to select from. You will then indicate how you were involved with that procedure. Lastly, you will have a section for any additional encounter details. This is where you may add any medications your patient was prescribed. You can also provide details on patient adherence and patient social problems if needed. Once you are done, you can go ahead and submit. If you are not ready yet, you could always save your progress and return to it later. Saved patient logs will be assigned the in-progress status. Submitted patient logs will be assigned the pending review status. Submitted patient logs will then be reviewed by your faculty or program administrator. If your faculty approves of your log, it will be assigned approved. As your program reviews your patient logs, they may request additional information. If this is the case, they will mark your log as needs attention. You will see a number here, and you can go ahead and click on that to view those logs. You can then open that log by clicking the log ID, and any school feedback will be listed at the top of the form. Please make these necessary edits and resubmit the form once you are done. If you would like to delete any pending review or in-progress patient log, you can do so by clicking on the log ID, then clicking on the delete hyperlink at the top of the log page. Please note that you will not be able to delete any needs attention or approved patient logs. If you are seeing patients where the majority of the patient log remains the same, you can create a template to save time. To do this, click on the Create Template option, and a drawer will open with any previously created templates. If you would like to start a new one, simply click on the Add New Template button. You will provide your template with a name and make your desired selections on the form. Once you are done, you can go ahead and save it. The next time you create a patient log, you will then have this template to select from the drop-down list. Click on the total number of logs to view all of the patient logs added to this course. At the top of the page, you can view your total number of logs and the number of logs assigned each specific status. To send your submitted entries for experiential supervisor review, click on the Send for Review button. A list of the experiential supervisors assigned to your pending review patient logs will be displayed along with the number of patient logs assigned to them. Please note that you will need to have at least one pending review patient log assigned to an experiential supervisor in order to send logs for review. Once you are ready, click on the Send button. An email will then be sent out containing a link where the experiential supervisor can access and review your sent patient logs. We offer a quick and easy way to add patient logs from the new student dashboard. Navigate to your dashboard and select the placement you would like to add logs from the My Placements timeline. In the patient log section, you can view your total number of logs submitted in the placement and the number of approved and needs attention patient logs. Click on the Add Patient Log button to add a new patient log. You can also click on the calendar icon to the right of the Add Patient Log button to view the dates of submitted patient logs. Within the system, there is also a statistics report to help you review your patient logs. To view this, click on the Statistics icon within the Course Activities tab of a Placements page. You can use this statistics report to review your patient logs by rotation and setting to ensure you are meeting your program's requirements. As you begin additional placements, you can review them across the clinical year to make sure you are meeting your graduation requirements. For specific details on graduation requirements, please refer to your educational program. Please note that your statistics report is updated only once daily, and updates may not reflect instantly. In the Course Activities tab, you'll have a designated Timesheets section, where you can view your total hours logged and the status for each of your hours. You will also have a shortcut at the top of the page to easily add timesheets. To add a timesheet, click on the Add Timesheet button. This page will list all the timesheets you have already entered for this placement. In progress timesheet entries are those you have saved but not submitted. Pending review timesheet entries are those which you have submitted for review. Approved timesheet entries are those which your school faculty or experiential supervisor has reviewed and approved. Not approved timesheet entries are those which your experiential supervisor has reviewed and deemed them problematic. You can modify or delete any pending review or in progress entries using the pencil and trash bin icons. Any approved timesheet entries will not allow any further changes. You can also edit not approved timesheet entries to send them for review once again. Click on the Add Time Entry button and a drawer will open for you to add a timesheet entry. You will provide the date, a start time, and an end time. You can also add in break time and the total duration will automatically calculate. You may be required to select an experiential supervisor. If so, click on the Experiential Supervisor drop-down and you will see a list of the previously added experiential supervisors. There is an option to choose no experiential supervisor here as well. If you'd like to add a new experiential supervisor, click the Add Experiential Supervisor button. This will open up a drawer for you to enter the experiential supervisor's information. You will then need to enter the experiential supervisor's information. Any field that is marked with a red asterisk will require you to enter this information before you can save the supervisor. Please note that, by adding an experiential supervisor, you will also assign this new experiential supervisor to your placement. Your program may also request that you categorize your time. If so, you will be provided a list to select from. You may also be required to enter the number of patients you are seeing during your shifts. Lastly, you can provide notes for your reviewer in the Notes text area. If you'd like to add more than one entry at a time, simply click the Add More button. This will add another card for you to enter additional hours. If your shift extends overnight, say 8 p.m. on a Thursday to 5 a.m. on a Friday, you'll want to check off the overnight checkbox. At any point while you are filling your timesheet, you can save your progress in order to finish it later. This will save the entry and assign it the in-progress status. Once you are done, go ahead and click the Send for Review button. Sending for review may notify your school or experiential supervisor of your timesheet, so be sure to only do this when you are ready. If you have several saved entries, you can send those for review all at once. Simply select the entries you'd like to submit and click the Send for Review button. Once your program or your instructing clinician has approved or does not approve of your hours, those statuses will be reflected here. If a timesheet was not approved, review the comments on the side of the table. Then click on the pencil icon, make any necessary changes, and send for review once again. We offer a quick and easy way to add timesheets from the new student dashboard. Navigate to your dashboard and select the placement you would like to add timesheets to from the My Placements timeline. In the Timesheets section you can view your total amount of time submitted in the placement, and the amount of approved time and not approved time. Click on the Add Time Entry button to add a new timesheet entry. You can also click on the calendar icon to the right of the Add Time Entry button to view the dates of submitted timesheet entries. We will now demonstrate how to request time off. Here, in the Time Off section, you can view your total requested days off and the status for each request. You will also have a shortcut at the top of the page to easily request time off. To request time off, click the Add Time Off button at the top of the page or click on your total time off. The Time Off page will list all the requests you have started or submitted. You can modify any in progress or not approved entries using the pencil icon. You can also delete any in progress entries using the trash bin icon. Pending review or approved entries will not allow further edits. Click on the Add Time Off button to add a new time off entry. A drawer will open and you will enter the day or days you will be away. If your request is not for a full day, uncheck the Consider Full Day Time Off box and provide a specific time frame. You will then provide a reason for your request and any details as to how you will make up the lost time. If you would like to notify your experiential supervisor, make sure to check the Notify Experiential Supervisor box. They will receive an email with your submission details when you submit this time off entry. Using the Browse to Upload section, you can upload any necessary documentation. Be sure to check the supported file types and size limits. You can drag and drop your file in the Browse to Upload section or click on it to upload your file. If you would like to save the entry to come back and finish it later, click on the Save button. If you are done and would like to submit the entry, click on the Send for Review button. If you have any save time off entries, you can easily select them and click on the Send for Review button to submit all of them at once. If you have submitted your time off entries for review, these entries will be assigned the pending review status. Your experiential supervisor or school faculty will then review your time off request. If your request was not approved, you can find the reviewer's comments on the far right side of the grid. You can then make any necessary changes by clicking on the pencil icon, making the necessary changes, then resubmitting your request. To start on one of your course's wishlists, navigate to the Wishlists section in the Course Activities tab. The system will show you the type of wishlist you will need to complete, which can be one or more of the following: My Request, Location-Based, Slot-Based, Slot and Location-Based, Setting-Based, Location Area-Based, Questionnaire-Based, Address Preference-Based, and Rotation Preference-Based. This video will cover the slot-based wishlist. This type of wishlist allows you to select specific slots at the clinical locations that have offered availability to your program for a specific rotation. First, click on the wishlist name. If your program has provided any specific guidelines for you to follow when completing your preferences, those will show up first. After you have read these instructions, click Start. Before you can begin exploring the slots available for your clinical placement, you'll first have to apply some filters. The only required filter is State. If you'd like to view everything available, click on the drop-down and select All. If you prefer to look at specific states, scroll through the list and pick and choose the states where you'd like to be placed. You can also apply the additional filters for city, zip code, clinical settings, slot types, and slot status if you would like to. Once you are done, go ahead and click Apply. Before you begin looking at each of these locations' profiles or adding slots to your wish list, make sure to take note of the minimum and the maximum number of slots you are allowed to include on your wish list. If you'd like to view the instructions your program has provided, you can always access them again by clicking on the View Instructions hyperlink. Each option will show you information related to the clinical site and the details of the slots they have offered your program. You can see here the city and state, the clinical settings, the rotation dates, the clinical instructor, any requirements, the student to clinical instructor ratio, the number of slots, and the slot status of that clinical location. If you would like to view additional information for each location, click on the location name. A drawer will open showing you any information provided by your program on that specific location. You may be able to view specific information such as their phone number, company website, clinical settings, requirements, specific documents, forms or evaluations that are shared for you to access, notes, and other information if the clinical site has provided such information. Once done, you'll go ahead and close that drawer and make your selections. To add a specific slot to your wish list, click the Add option. The system will then keep track of how many slots you have added, so you can easily ensure you are meeting the minimum requirements and not going over the maximum. If you realize you've added a slot you do not want on your wish list, simply click Remove. If you cannot complete your wish list in one sitting, you can always save your progress by clicking on the Save as Draft button. You can then come back to work on it later. If you are ready to move on, click on the Rank Selections tab to move on to the next step. You will then rank your selected slots. Use the double ellipses icon on the left-hand side to drag and drop your selections in your desired order. If you would like to provide a reason for your selection, you can do so in the Reason for Selection text area. If at any point you realize you would like to remove something from your wish list, click on the trash bin icon. You can also move freely back to the last section to add a new slot if you would like. Once you are done ranking your preferences, you can then move on to the next section. If your program administrator has enabled specific questions they would like you to answer, the next step would be to navigate to the Questions section. If your program administrator has not uploaded any questions, you can move on to the Review and Submit step. In this section you will see a list of the uploaded questions and text boxes below them for you to provide your answers. Once you are finished, you'll want to move on to the last step, which is to review and submit. In the Review and Submit section, you can review all of your selected slots, your reasoning for their ranking, and any answers to the specific questions your program has posed. If you need to make any changes, simply click on the tabs of the previous sections to head back and make those changes. You also can upload your CV or cover letter using the Browse to Upload button. Just click on the Browse to Upload button and select the document from your computer. In the Notes section, you can provide some general notes about your wishlist here. Once you submit your wishlist, you will not be able to go back and make changes, so make sure you have made your final decision before you submit. Once you are ready, check the box acknowledging that you understand you cannot make any further changes, and then click the Submit button. The system will then confirm if you are sure you'd like to proceed with submitting your wishlist. If you are sure, go ahead and click the OK button to finalize your submission. Once your wishlist is submitted, you can continue to view the information you have entered, but it will be in view mode only. If you realize you need to make changes to your wishlist, please contact your program to have them unsubmit the wishlist for you to allow you to make edits. Back on the Course Activities section, you will now see your wishlist has been submitted and the date and timestamp of when that submission was processed. It is also possible to submit a wishlist directly on the new student dashboard. In the Pre-Placement Tasks section, you will find information about the active wishlists assigned to you as well as published slots where you may need to show your interest. Please note that published slots will only be visible if your school has published slots for you to indicate your interest. Click on the View All button to view all pre-placement tasks assigned to you. Wishlists will be displayed in sequential order of due dates. Each active wishlist will indicate the course the wishlist is active for, the rotation associated with the wishlist if applicable, and the date that the wishlist is due. Click on the Submit Preferences hyperlink to view and fill out the wishlist. A page will then open for you to submit your preferences. In case your program asks you to fill the My Request section, here is how you do it. You may have done your own research to find these locations and preceptors, and this wishlist allows you to share that information with your program. Under the My Request wishlist name, you will find a minimum and maximum number of locations you could indicate preference for. You will have to submit a My Request form for each clinical location. To find clinical locations, you can use the Explore Clinical Locations section of the system. You can also suggest specific clinical locations that are not already in your school's database. First, click the Add Request button on the right-hand side of the screen. You will be taken to a form for you to fill. First, click on the View Instruction link to review any specific guidelines your program has provided for you. After you have read these instructions, you can close out of this drawer. You will then enter information about your preferred clinical location into the provided text boxes. First, enter the required information into the Basic Information section. Note that you must answer any questions marked with a red asterisk before you can proceed. If the question has a drop-down, click on this and make your desired selection. Otherwise, you will enter your answer in the provided text box. In the Location Information section, you will enter information regarding the address and contact information for the location. In the Preceptor Information section, you will enter information about your preferred experiential supervisor. This includes their contact information, licensure, and CV. To upload an experiential supervisor's CV, click on the Browse to Upload button. You can then browse the files on your computer and select the document for upload. Please take note of the supported file types and size limits. Next, in the Additional Information section, you will answer any additional questions your program has asked about the placement location. Sometimes your school may want you to add additional information about your preceptor, like their licensure, certifications, educational history, and employment history. Sometimes your school may also want you to check off some required attestations as part of the placement process. You can provide any related documents using the Browse to Upload tile. Please take note of the supported file formats and size limits. You can also provide comments to your faculty or program administrators in charge of this wishlist. If you would like to add a comment, click the plus icon here. A drawer will open for you to provide your comment, then click Save. If you want to completely clear all your entered information and restart with a fresh form, click on the Clear All button on the top right of the page. If you would like to save your current progress to come back and complete the rest of the form later, click on the Save button. Once you are done filling in answers for all required sections, click Submit. Please note that once you have submitted a My Request form, you will no longer be able to make any future changes. A pop-up will appear asking if you are sure about submitting your request. If you are sure, click OK and your form will be submitted. At this point, you will be taken back to the course activity page. You will see a list of all of your previously saved or submitted My Request forms. Here is where you will see the status of your My Request form. If you would like to delete any saved My Request forms, click on the vertical ellipses and then click Delete. If you would like to continue working on any saved forms, click on the location's name. You can then resume your progress on this form. To review a submitted My Request form, click on the location's name. You will then be taken to the submitted form. The date and time of the form's submission will be displayed in the upper right-hand corner. Here you can continue to view the information you have entered, but it will be in view-only mode. If you realize you need to make changes to your My Request, please contact your program to have them unsubmit the My Request form. This will allow you to make edits. On this page, the program administrator or faculty may also add comments to your submission, which you can find in the comments section. You can respond to and add additional comments by clicking on the plus icon or the View All Comments hyperlink. You can then view your school faculty's submitted comments and provide your comment in the text area provided. In the Learning Activities section of Exxat Prism, you can submit any learning activities the same way as you submitted them in the Coursework section. The only difference is here you can view the learning activities for all of your courses at the same time. To navigate to the Learning Activities section, click on the View Learning Activities hyperlink from the new Student Dashboard. If you are using the old Student Dashboard, select the Learning Activities option. You can also navigate to the Learning Activities section by clicking on the upper left-hand hamburger menu and selecting the Learning Activities option. You will be taken to the Forms and Evaluations tab. You will see a list of courses with forms and evaluations activated. Click on a course name to expand or contract the Forms and Evaluations table for that given course. You can view placement details for a specific form by viewing the Placement Details column. These placement details will be the same for each form of a course unless you have been placed multiple times in that course. You can also view the status of your submissions here, as well as a score if applicable, the due date of the form/evaluation, and the submission date. You are also able to filter this list of forms or evaluations using this icon. You can filter by course, setting, and status. After you have made your selections, click Apply. You can also use the refresh button to refresh the page at any time. There is also a text box located in the top left-hand corner to conveniently search for specific forms or evaluations. Next, click on the Patient Log tab. Here you will see a list of all of the courses and placements where patient logs have been added. You can use the filters and text box to search for a specific course. Next to the Placement Details column, there will be a column displaying the total logs. Next to this column, there will be a column displaying the status of each of your submitted logs. Click on one of the statuses of a specific placement to view a list of logs of that status for that given placement. You will be taken to the Patient Log page of that course. This page functions the same as the Patient Log section accessible from the Course Page tile. To access the timesheet details, select the Timesheets tab. Here in the Timesheets section, you will see a table listing the courses and placements which have timesheets activated. On the right-hand side of the table, you will see each of your timesheet entries categorized by status. Blue represents in progress, yellow represents pending review, red represents not approved, and green represents approved. Click on one of the statuses located in one of the placement rows. This will take you to a page with all of the timesheets of that status for the respective placement. This is the same page as the Timesheets section located on a course page and functions similarly. Use this page to view old timesheet entries and their status. Now, click on the Time Off tab. Here you will see a similar list of your courses and placements where time off has been activated. At the top of the page, you will see the total time off entries categorized by status. Click on one of the statuses in a placement row. You will be taken to the Time Off page for that placement. This is the same page you can access from the Coursework section and functions similarly. Lastly, click on the Reports tab from the Learning Activities section. Within the Reports tab, there will be a list of reports you can run on your submitted learning activities. For each report, you can check which learning activity the report is related to using the Module column, and you can view a description of the report in the Description column. Please keep in mind that this list of reports may change based on your discipline and your school's preferences. You will have access to the Patient Log Aggregate Report, Patient Log Raw Data Report, the Patient Log Statistics Report, the Raw Data Time Off Report, the Timesheet Hours by Category Report, and the Timesheet Raw Data Report. The Patient Log Aggregate Report empowers you to monitor your patient log counts and track your logging experiences throughout your courses. You can take ownership of your learning by proactively using this report to ensure you are meeting all necessary benchmarks and logging requirements on time. To run the Patient Log Aggregate Report, click on the corresponding report's hyperlink. You will then need to click on the Select Course Offerings button to indicate the course offerings you would like to run the report on. You can search for specific courses by course number using the search box. To change the type of the search box, click on the drop-down to the left of the box. You can then search by course name, academic year, professional year, term or cohort. To filter the courses, click on the filter icon. You can then filter the courses by cohort, academic year, or term. Select the courses you would like to run the report on. If you would like to select all of the courses, check the box in the upper left-hand corner of the page. After you have made your selections, click on the Apply button. You will then configure the report. Please note that other patient log reports may not have the same configuration options. First, indicate which patient log template is used in your selected courses by clicking on the Patient Log Template drop-down and selecting a template. Indicate which rotations you would like to include in the report by clicking on the Rotation drop-down. For example, if you would only like to view aggregate patient log data for the Grad Course 2 rotation, select this rotation and leave the others unselected. You can then do the same for settings, patient log status, site, and location. To run this report on logs submitted between specific dates, click on the calendar icon in the From Date section to select a From Date. Then click on the calendar icon in the To Date section to select a date. In the Group By section, indicate how you would like to group the aggregation of data. For example, if you are placed in different courses in the same setting, you may want to aggregate your patient log data by setting and then by course. This way you can view the total aggregate patient log data for each setting and break this down further by course. Once you are done, click on the Generate Report button. The report will then be loaded below. You can view the number of times you selected specific options on your patient logs, aggregated by your predefined criteria. Scroll right to navigate through all of the patient log options. This is useful to ensure you are conducting enough of the necessary types of treatments to ensure you are meeting your program's graduation requirements. You can download this report and share it with your experiential supervisors to receive feedback on your actual patient exposure and progress. You can also leverage the data from the Patient Log Aggregate Report to highlight your patient exposure and experiences for future employment opportunities and include it in your ePortfolio. To download the Patient Log Aggregate Report, click on the Export icon to the right of the Generate button. You can use the Patient Log Raw Data Report to view all of your added patient logs according to your desired criteria. To run this report, navigate to the Reports tab of the Learning Activities section and select the Patient Log Raw Data Report. You will then need to select the courses that you would like to run the report on and configure the report options. If your program uses multiple patient log templates, you will first need to click on the Template Name drop-down and select the desired template. You can only run the report on the patient logs of one patient log template at a time. After this, you will need to select the rotations, settings, statuses, sites, and locations that you would like included in the report. After you have configured the report, click on the Generate Report button. In the table below, there will be a row for each log entry. You can view the course for which the log was added, placement information, and the patient log information. You can scroll right to view all the options selected on each patient log. If you would like to download this report in the Excel format, click on the Download icon. Click on the View Log button to open your log in a new tab and update any information as necessary. We also offer a raw data report for you to run and view all of your time off requests across multiple courses. Click on the Raw Data Time Off report. You will then need to select the courses that you would like to run the report on and configure the report options. Indicate which rotations you would like to include in the report by clicking on the Rotation drop-down. For example, if you would only like to view the time off entries for the Grad Course 2 rotation, select this rotation and leave the others unselected. You can then do the same for settings and time off submission status. After you have configured the report, click on the Generate Report button. In the table below there will be a row for each time off entry. You can view the course for which the time off entry was added, placement information, and the time off submission information. Scroll right to view all of the information. If you would like to download this report in Excel format, click on the download icon. The timesheet hours by category report aggregates your timesheet time so you can ensure you spend enough time on each type of placement encounter. Please keep in mind, if your school has not requested that you categorize your timesheet entries, you will not find this report useful. Click on the Hours by Category Report hyperlink. You will then need to select the courses that you would like to run the report on and configure the report options. After you have configured the report, click on the Generate Report button. The table below will display a row for each of your selected placements. You can view your placement information in the first few rows, then scrolling right there will be a row for your total approved time, total time excluding breaks, break time, number of patient encounters, and the amount of time for each timesheet category option. At the bottom of the table, there will be a row aggregating the total time for all of your selected placements. If you would like to download this report in the Excel format, click on the download icon. The Timesheet Raw Data Report aggregates all of your timesheet entries across all of your courses so you can view them all in one place. To run the Timesheet Raw Data Report, click on the Timesheet Raw Data Report hyperlink. Then you will need to select the courses you would like to run the report on and configure the report options. Once you are ready, click on the Generate Report button. There will be a row for each of your timesheet entries and columns for all of your placement information and information related to each timesheet entry. To export this report in the Excel format, click on the Download icon to the right of the Generate Report button. The Explore Clinical Locations tile can be used to explore the available clinical locations associated with your program. Click on the Explore Clinical Locations section from your new student dashboard. If you are using the old student dashboard, click on the Explore Clinical Locations option. Here you can click on the drop-down menu to change the type of the search box. You can search by state, city, zip code, and location name. You can also filter by location area and settings of the location. All of the relevant associated clinical locations will appear both on the map and in a list form on the left-hand side of the page. Click on the location to view additional information about the placement location. In the School Resources section, you can access useful documents and training material provided to you by your school as well as Exxat. To access the Resources section, click on the School Resources section of the new Student Dashboard. If you are using the old Student Dashboard, click on the School Resources option. Your program can upload documents, FAQs, videos, and links. You can filter the list of resources using the checkboxes above. Select a category from the list on the left-hand side to view all of the associated resources. Click on the hyperlink under a resource name in order to view the associated resource. Note that FAQs do not include a hyperlink. To view your school's faculty and staff contact information, click on the School Contacts section of the new Student Dashboard. If you are using the old Student Dashboard, click on the School Contacts section. You will be taken to a page listing all the faculty who have enabled their contact information to be shown. In the School Contacts section, you can see faculty and staff members' names, their position or positions, email addresses, phone numbers, and any notes they have left for you. On the top of the dashboard, you will also find a megaphone icon. Click on this and you will be taken to a page listing all our recent enhancements made to Exxat Prism. The most recent enhancements will be marked with the latest tag. If you ever need assistance, our comprehensive help center is just a click away. You can also submit ticket requests via the question icon. You can also access the Help section by clicking on the Get Support option from the bottom of the new Student Dashboard. Select the type of query you would like to pose, then enter a title and description for the ticket. You can also attach a related file to the ticket if necessary. If you would like to attach a related file, check the supported file types and size limits below, then click on the Browse to Upload button and select your document to upload. For additional assistance, you can access our tutorial hosting channel or our help center using these two buttons. Be sure to click the Submit Your Ticket button once you are done. For urgent support, email prism-support@exxat.com. If you prefer real-time chat, our support team is available to you via our chat feature. Just click on the chat button located at the top banner of the page or click on the Chat with Agents button at the bottom of the page. A window will open for you to chat with our live support team. We also offer on-demand support through our integrated AI chatbot, Leo. To ask Leo a question, click on the Ask Leo button on the top banner of the page or on the bottom of your dashboard. You can then select one of the frequently asked questions or ask a new question in the text area provided. Please note that Leo is still learning and therefore please reach out to support if you have any important questions. Personalize your experience with Exxat Prism by clicking on the drop-down menu next to your name. You can change the color theme to suit your preference and switch between light and dark modes. Additionally, you can manage your password and review the privacy policy and the terms of use. Thank you for watching our student comprehensive tutorial. Please take the time to check out our other helpful Exxat Prism tutorials.